July 7th, 2016. Dwarka, New Delhi. A police control room receives a call that feels unusual. An apartment bathroom has been locked from the inside. For several hours, no response, no sound. When the police finally force the door open, they find a body lying on the bathroom floor. That body belonged to a man who had spent his entire life walking into places most people were too afraid to even look at. His name was Gaurav Tiwari. Gaurav Tiwari was not a ghost hunter in the traditional sense. He didn't chase fear, he questioned it, often referred to as India's first modern paranormal investigator. Gaurav believed that if something existed, it could be documented, analyzed, and understood through logic and science. Over the years, he investigated thousands of reportedly haunted locations, abandoned prisons, morgues, cemeteries, and some of the most feared historical sites in the world. So when news of his death broke, one question echoed louder than the rest. How does a man who spends his life studying fear die under such mysterious circumstances? Gaurav was born in 1984. From a very young age, he questioned everything. There were no forced beliefs in his household, no blind faith. If something couldn't be proven, it wasn't accepted. Ironically, this skeptical mindset would later place him face to face with things science struggles to explain. At the age of 21, Gaurav moved to the United States. His goal was simple: to become a commercial pilot. He lived in a shared apartment with fellow trainees. Nothing unusual at first. Then, slowly, things began to change. At night, he heard footsteps. When no one was walking, objects would fall without being touched. And sometimes, laughter. Not friendly laughter, not human laughter. It was distorted, mocking, almost intentional. Gaurav wasn't scared, but he was disturbed, and that difference mattered. The experiences became frequent. Sleep became difficult. Stress turned into obsession. Eventually, Gaurav made a life-altering decision. He abandoned aviation and began studying paranormal phenomena full-time. Not out of fear, but curiosity. He joined research groups in the US that focused on documenting, not dramatizing, unexplained phenomena. Their rule was clear: no provoking, no fear-mongering, only evidence. And this was only the beginning. Working with international investigators, Gaurav learned to use advanced equipment: thermal cameras, EMF detectors, and EVP recorders designed to capture unexplained audio. Most cases were harmless, but some were different. Some locations felt aware. One such case involved an abandoned prison in the United States. Locals reported seeing a tall, dark silhouette watching from the upper floors. Despite being injured at the time, Gaurav joined the investigation. The thermal camera captured something unsettling: a full-bodied shadow, standing motionless, looking down. Later research revealed a prison guard had been murdered there decades earlier. What disturbed the team wasn't fear, but intention. The presence felt protective, as if the spirit was still guarding the place. The investigation was quietly shut down. Perhaps the most disturbing case occurred inside a hospital morgue. Staff refused to work there. Reports of voices, cold zones, and overwhelming dread. The investigation required one volunteer to lie on a mortuary tray, locked inside, surrounded by corpses. No one agreed, except Gaurav. Before the door closed, he calmly said, "Knowledge cancels fear." The recorder stayed on. Later playback revealed two voices. One whispered, "Help me," The other asked, "Do you really think they can help you?" The room went silent. Gaurav returned to India and founded a paranormal research organization focused on education and investigation. He worked with media, explored abandoned mills, graveyards, and historical ruins. But he always said one thing: not all entities are harmful. A court complex in Delhi reported strange activity, computers turning on and off at night, files scattered, white shadows moving through corridors. A night guard assisted the investigation. The next morning, the team learned something chilling. That guard had died before the investigation night. Every recording involving him was corrupted. Years of exposure, thousands of investigations. Did something follow him back? Or was it the psychological cost of standing too long in the dark? His death remains officially unexplained. And maybe that's the most frightening part. This isn't a ghost story because it lacks monsters. It's terrifying because it lacks answers.